DK back at you with another video here for the NBA main slate here on Thursday. We got a smaller slate. We got, let's see, 5 games, but still not too bad. Real quick, let's see how we're doing currently tonight. So the late game has not started yet, but I told you guys, I've really just been sticking to GPPs. I've been liking game stack, so I really liked the Pelicans and the Warriors game stack. So yeah, I tried to get as many pieces as I could in that. So I went with Clay, Draymond, and Looney on the Golden State side, with Anthony Davis, Alfred Payton, and Julius Randle on the Pelican side. So hopefully it's a shootout. And then I just had to pair 2 value guys in there. Gary Clark took a risk, basically minimum price, not bad. Didn't score any real points, but 8 boards, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. And then Brunson with no Dennis Smith Jr. Currently at like 10. I need him to do a little bit more here. He's at like 4.3K, I believe. So if he can get me to like 20, that would be okay. And then I'd be in solid shape for the late game. All right, let's look at the slate for tonight. Where is? Make sure I got on the right slate. So 5-game slate. Quick overview. Just glancing at it, I would say this last game looks the most appealing by far. There's a couple blowout potential games with Denver and Chicago, as well as Phoenix and Toronto. Definitely think the Raptors and the Nuggets blow them both out, but you never know. And then the Kings Hornets game, another appealing game, but a game with 2 coaches that like running inconsistent rotations. So if the starters would have played consistent minutes in this game, I would absolutely love it. But you just never know on both sides of the ball. And this Philly-Indiana game, I think we kind of go low-owned, kind of like the Toronto-Boston game last night. But I think it does have some potential. So if you're playing cash games, I think you got to start your lineup with Russell Westbrook here at 11-8. The match was too good here against the Lakers. So yeah, again, cash games, just lock in Westbrook. GPPs, I still like Westbrook a lot, but I think there are different routes you could go. Ben Simmons, I think this game's going to go pretty low owned, but I think he does have some potential here. So I think Ben Simmons is okay. I think we'll go pretty low owned. Like Kemba, Fox, I love them, but they're just, I guess, I don't know. Kemba was in a really tough stretch, but finally had a bounce back game. He has huge upside. This is a great matchup. So I think you could take a shot at Kemba. He does play the most consistent minutes out of anyone on the Hornets. He's going to play 30 to 35 minutes most nights. And Fox, you guys know I love playing De'Aaron Fox, but he's not seeing like his 35-plus minutes like he was a few weeks ago. They want to give Yogi FERRELL minutes. I don't really understand it. But yeah, Fox, if he's going to continue to play these type of minutes, 24, 30, 32, at 8.1K, I gotta look elsewhere. Booker, Phoenix keeps it close again because of big games from Booker and Aiden. Both of them pretty underpriced, so I think they are viable just because of their cheap price tags. OLADIPO, kind of taking a step back this year. Fantasy and just real life basketball just hasn't looked as good. The price has come all the way down out of 7.6. Philly, we know, not a scary defensive team, so I think you could do Oladipo. Jamal Murray was off to a great start when I played him the other night, and then just cooled off, and then the blowout didn't help either, so he didn't play in the 4th. This is a great matchup, but again, my concern is can Chicago keep this close? Levine and Chris Dunn, the Bulls let me down the other night against the Lakers. Targeted 3, it was Wendell Carter Jr., Levine, and Bobby Portis shot combined 8 for 31, 8 for 32, something insane like that. So I don't think that's going to happen again, but tough matchup on the road at Denver. I'm going to pass on the Bulls guards, but a couple of the Bulls bigs I do have interest in because Wendell Carter Jr. is going to be out for a bit. And then we get to the Lakers. I want to try to get a lot of exposure to this game. Lonzo, Brandon Ingram. There's 200 price. We saw what Atlanta just did to Oklahoma City. I'm not afraid of Oklahoma City defense. Two fast-paced, up-tempo teams. So Lonzo, Ingram, I like a lot here. Schroeder, yeah, you could do it. We did have kind of the revenge game narrative going from against Atlanta. The issue is, he's just not seeing, consistent minutes. If he's playing minutes in the 30s, I would like him a lot. But they seem comfortable giving him about 25 minutes, so I think he's okay at 5.7. Let's see, Beasley again. You could look his way if Gary Harris is out. It's the same situation again. Gary Harris seems like he's been questionable for the past 2 weeks. If he misses again, it's Beasley. And then for cash games, then maybe you look to Torrey Craig or Monte Morris as pivots and GPPs. Josh Hart, we saw he got benched. The price has come down all the way to 4.1K, where maybe you could take a shot at him off the bench. It's not the worst idea in the world. As far as these really cheap guys, just like Yogi, they want to give him a lot of minutes here. They want to give him like 15 to 20 minutes a game. Maybe you could take a shot at basic minimum price. I don't think that's the worst idea in the world either. All right, let's move on to shooting guard. Let's see, Jimmy Butler was on pace for a huge game in that revenge game, and of course, Minnesota got blown out. So that was a little frustrating, but the price is down to 6.8K, where he's definitely viable in GPPs. Cash games, he's been up and down, so inconsistent. So I don't know if you do it for cash, but GPPs, I think he has huge upside at a price of 6.8K. Chris Dunn, again, Dunn, Levine, I'm kind of looking elsewhere. I do like the bigs more for Chicago. Buddy, it's the Dave Yeager rotations. He doesn't want to play these guys big minutes anymore. I know the prices come all the way down, where I think Buddy is, I guess he is playable. That was not the Bogdanovich I wanted. Bogdan for the Kings, would be probably the next I had the most interest in. I like high usage guys off the bench. He seems locked in about 30 minutes a night. So I think he's a pretty solid play there at 5.5. So Will Barton, I did play 23 minutes, so starting to ramp up the minutes a little bit. I don't know if that was because of a blowout or, he's just playing pretty solid. But, if he's going to play right around like 25 minutes or so, I would love him at this price tag. So I don't know if we're going to get that news. But Will Barton at 5.3K, if he's going to play close to his normal minutes, he's a great play. And then, the secondary Hornets pieces. I guess you could take a shot at maybe like Nick Batum, Jeremy Lamb. It's just very, very inconsistent rotations. The Hornets, they have a lot of depth on the wings, guards, so maybe you could take a shot, but I wouldn't feel good about it. KCP picked up the start the other night, played 31 minutes, 4.7K. I think he's priced about right, so I think he's okay. But again, the three main Lakers that I want are LONZO, or Ingram, and Kuzma. Those are the three most consistent, and they're playing most of the game. Torrey Craig, maybe, but Hernan Gomez kind of got some minutes, so I think he's kind of out of play, actually, to be honest. All right, let's move on to small forward. And Paul George, I know he's priced up at 9.8K, but this is just the best possible matchup. And I want to get a lot of exposure to this game, so I really like Paul George at 9.8. Let's see. Kawhi, obviously, this is a dream matchup. It's just my worry is Phoenix gets blown out. Kawhi only plays 3 quarters. The Suns somehow keep it close. Again, it's going to be because of a big game from Aiden or Booker. And then maybe you can run it back with a couple Raptors. But personally, I'm a one lineup guy, so I'm kind of staying away. Let's see. Cheaper small forwards. Marvin Williams, I guess. You never really feel great about playing Marvin Williams, though. And again, the Hornets is kind of inconsistent with their rotations. Jabari. So I talked about him in my last video. He's back in the rotation now, and this seems to be locked in like 15 to 20 minutes. He's a high usage guy off the bench for 3.6K. That's too cheap. I know he has shot the ball pretty well, been playing pretty good the last couple games. Don't expect him to shoot that well, but he's going to come out there. He's going to shoot the ball. He's going to be productive. So I think Jabari is a pretty solid play there for salary relief at 3.6. Michael Beasley, I liked him when he was playing 20 minutes or so a night. Now he's just not seeing enough minutes for me to consider him. Hernan Gomez, how many minutes did he play? Only 16. Yeah, I guess you can't really take a shot at him. Thought he played a few extra minutes. Okay, so let's move on to power forward. Let's see what we knocked up. So Sabonis, obviously Miles Turner back. Kind of takes him out of play, definitely for cash games at least. But I think there is merit to taking a shot in GPPs. Price came down a bit to 7.1. Philly obviously plays big. Embiid, a pretty aggressive center. Maybe Miles Turner gets some foul trouble. Sabonis has to play some few extra minutes. So I don't think it's a worse idea if you're making multiple lineups to take a shot on Sabonis. Again, I really like the high usage guys off the bench. Kuzma, Love. Again, I want to get a lot of exposure to that game. Siakam, just been playing great basketball. Again, my concern is that Phoenix gets run off the court. Let's see. Millsap. Again, well, so with Denver and with Toronto, you could take some shots on those. Those guys. I mean, they're in dream matchups, both Toronto and Denver. So you could take some shots on those players, but I'm just probably staying away. The blowout plays, too much risk for me. So Bagley, back healthy, playing right around 25 minutes. I think he's priced right, but still has a little bit of upside, so I think he's okay. Bobby Portis, absolutely love this play. I know he let me down the other night against the Lakers. So look at this. He played 17 minutes, shot the ball 1 of 11, and still put up 15 fantasy points. At 4.6K, he's a high usage guy off the bench. I'll go right back to the wall. It's going to be interesting to see who Chicago ends up starting. Denver plays big, so Portis, Markkanen, you're going to have to play some huge minutes. Maybe Jabari plays a little 4. It sounds like Robin Lopez. I don't know if he's going to be in the rotation, so maybe it's Cristiano Felicio that you could look at as a value play. So I guess I'm going to wait for news there. So Holmes, Giles, both kind of the same player to me. High usage guy off the bench. Don't play a whole lot of minutes, but are productive when they're out there. So I think they're both pretty solid value plays here, Giles and Holmes. Even Mason Plumlee, if you want to play the blowout factor, maybe he plays a few extra minutes. But again, even when Denver's really killing teams, they'll pull Plumlee at the end. So I don't know, even though if a blowout would get him a few extra minutes. But I do love targeting bigs against Chicago, and he's kind of cheap big. Okay, let's move on to the center position. Jokic. I love playing Jokic, and bigs against Chicago have just destroyed the Bulls. So if you think Chicago can keep it close, Jokic, I think he's going to have a monster game. Again, I'm just a little concerned that he gets limited to 3/4. Embiid at 10.1, I think he's priced about right, but definitely saw some upside. Again, I think this game might go a little under-owned. So I think for GPPs, the ownership aspect, you could kind of run a game stack in that game. Steven Adams at 7.2. Dream matchup here against the Lakers. Priced about right, though. Do I want to play 7.2 for Adams, or would I rather pay the extra, $2,500 for Paul George or whatever for Westbrook? I'd rather just pay up for Westbrook and Paul George. Ayton. So Booker, Ayton, both very underpriced. That's what makes them in play here. And if Phoenix keeps this close, it's because of a big game from one or both of those guys. So I think they're in play because of their price. And then you got Cauley-Stein, who, his role hasn't really changed with Bagley back. They seem comfortable giving him right around 30 minutes. I think that's doable at 6.5K. Bigs have been doing pretty well against Charlotte. So I think Cauley-Stein's okay. Let's see. So Biyombo, Hernan Gomez. Should split the center minutes. They do run Marvin Williams a bit at the center. So I think Biyombo will probably be the safer cash game play at 4.2, and then Hernan Gomez would be probably a solid pivot here at 3.8. We've seen him be pretty productive here in limited time. So I think you could do a shot in Hernan Gomez and GPPs. Finally, let's see. So Robin Lopez, I said could return. Hold on, 116 could return to the Bulls rotation over the next few games. Okay, so I thought they were just kind of done with Robin Lopez, but maybe he's going to return to the rotation. I don't know. Maybe we can get some more clarification on that tomorrow. But I was going to bring up, where is Felicio here? He did get some minutes when Robin Lopez didn't. Played 3 minutes, but with Carter Jr. out of there, that's a lot of minutes to go around. Doesn't replace Big. So I guess I'll wait for news. But Bobby Portis, and as well as where's Lauri Markkanen? Both should be asked to play some pretty big minutes, so I think both those guys are solid plays. Okay. So yeah, I think that's going to do it. Yes, me personally, right now, I really like this game stack of the Oklahoma City and the Lakers. I just want to get as much exposure to this game as possible. So I think my lineup's honestly going to look something around this realm. Where's Kuzma? Yeah, well, I guess I can't do all that. I didn't really see the salary remaining, but I want to get a lot of these guys in there. Maybe don't go Ingram, maybe go Kuzma, and I don't know. Let's play around with it, and then I'm going to probably go value elsewhere. But that's kind of at least as of right now, my thought for attacking the slate for GPPs. So I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. So if you have been enjoying the content, please like this video, subscribe. All the helps. Subscribers really helps me out as growing as a channel. And yeah, I'll be back for another video on Friday. So I'll see you guys then.